What's up, YouTube? Just like in the last episode, all this stuff has been shot a long time ago, so that's why I'm coming to you while all the tanks are sleeping. But yeah, enjoy the episode, and here we go. So I dropped in a little food for the Pleco here, and she graced us with her presence as she came out to give us a look. It's definitely a girl. She doesn't have any bristles on her bristle nose, and that's how you know she's not a male. Which is kind of disappointing, because I mean, you get a bristle nose Plecostomus, you kind of want to have that bristle nose, but yeah, she doesn't have any, but she's really pretty. Not real smart at finding food, but she survived, whereas the two albinos that were in here, I didn't see them after a couple of months, and that was pretty much it for them. But we'll have to see how this light does. I guess there was supposed to be, I mean, the instructions say there was supposed to be some kind of mounting hardware, like screws and stuff, but I'm not seeing them. But at the same time, I think this will work the way it is. Doesn't necessarily need to be screwed together. Seems to be pretty stable, so yeah, it's a really nice light. I like it so far. And some other day we'll get to rearranging all the rest of the stuff so it fits better. But I don't have time for that today. I'm gonna have to work today, so let's check what time it is and then maybe get downstairs and play with the other stuff we bought. So the rest of that's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. I gotta go to work pretty soon, so yeah, so we'll get that stuff out tomorrow, and you'll probably see that in this video. So let's skip to tomorrow. So I fed this tank the other day, 2 days ago. I fed it one of these Pleco Wafers for my bristlenose Pleco here. And of course that brings out all the snails. And these are Malaysian trumpet snails. And generally they're like, they would be considered a pest snail. But here in my tank, since I have this actual natural dirt here in the bottom of my tank for the plants and stuff, these guys serve a majorly important purpose in here, because they will burrow into this dirt, and when they do that, they release any trapped pockets of carbon dioxide gas, which helps introduce oxygen, which helps introduce oxygen to the roots of the plants and helps the plants grow bigger. So if you do a planted tank like this, you know, that's one of the ways you can get away without doing a CO2 infuser or whatever, because I don't do any fertilizers in this tank or anything like that. All I do is top it off. So with that being said, and with how dirty this tank is, I think we're going to clean it today. Kind of losing track on where I'm at on clips here, but I went to the store today and I bought a couple more snails. I was not able to change out that sea hair. I just couldn't get to the store because of the long hours I work and the distance I drive to get there. So here are the turbo snails. They've been acclimating in some water here. The fish are fed, so let's go ahead and toss these guys in. I'm just going to do it by hand, I think, assuming I can get this guy to let go. That is one strong snail. Generally, the point is to just kind of annoy them rather than try and pry them off. Sometimes if you just annoy them enough, they'll fold up in their shell and you can move them wherever you want. Fortunately, this guy is not going with that, so I'm going to get him out of the water. And I'm probably going to have to use two hands to try and get him out of here. So I'm going to trust that this camera is not going to fall in the aquarium. And set you guys down right here. All right, well, there's only one thing I know that I can do at this point. I can just leave this in here. This thing came with some extra suction cups that allow this part to be used separately. So let me just fit one of them in. And so that's the suction cup on there. It comes with 3 of them, but I'm only going to use one because I just want to leave it so that he'll get out of this thing. So go ahead and raise him so he's out of the water, because the other one's already trying to move out. All right, so we got one successfully into the tank. The other one's still hanging out in the corner of this thing. So while we wait for that snail to get tired of hanging upside down in there, we're going to try out this mag float flipper here. And I bought this because basically looking into it, people say this is the best there is. The best scraper for glass. So I actually give it a shot. This is just some fresh stuff that's been built up. And then the harder stuff down here. And it works really good. I am really impressed with this scraper. It gets my stamp of approval for sure. So yeah, I would say this is absolutely worth it. What is that? That's a Somatella Snail, I think. I'm not sure where he came from. I was not aware I had one. But he's living here on the inside of the brand new flipper that's only been in there for a couple of days. So I kind of lied there. That's not the first time I've tried it. Actually, I scraped the entire front glass. I still need to clean the outside of the glass. That's why it looks kind of grimy still, but I mean, that thing works so excellent. I am so impressed with it. Give you a clear understanding, I do have some like cyno going. Not sure where that's coming from, but all their cordias are doing good. Cleaner shrimp's doing good. This is one of the new snails. And there's still an aptasia in that thing. So I'm just going to yank that whole thing out. I got to get my discarded coral bucket out, but yeah, I'm just going to pull it out and hope it doesn't put any more aptasia in here. The rock flower anemone's doing good. Carpet anemone's now back there. For some reason it looks bleached. It's never in the light and it looks bleached all the time. Got a nearite snail trying to escape. Got to keep him down. And another margarita snail that's going to need help being flipped over. So these guys are definitely going to be a challenge to keep, because they keep laying on their back and then they can't move. So let me move him. So this is the new gripper thing I got, and I gotta say, I did not think I would find this to be as useful as I do, but I find myself using this all the time. So let's go ahead and try and get this guy on the rock work here. And these other two have been down here for a little while. Oops. Put them on the rocks. Anybody else? And snail number 1 is getting straight to work. Get a nice appearance by the brand new emerald crab. This is definitely the one that I just got from Saltwater Aquarium, because he is a male, and I didn't know there was a difference until I bought the last pair that I had. But the big claws on them say that he's a male, and probably not going to be able to find the female. I haven't seen her in a couple of days, but she definitely has smaller claws. So I can't do much more because I gotta wait for this guy to get out of this. Well, it's basically a trap now. Keep trying to keep this nearite snail from escaping, but he doesn't want to move. And then the Somatella snail on the flipper here, so I don't think I can really scrape the glass anymore, so just gonna have to move on from that for now. Okay, we finally got the Somatella snail to let go of the flipper, so I can show you how good it works. I've got some kind of more encrusted green kind of pre-coralline algae here, and gone just like that. This thing is amazing. Just, I mean, you see how bad it is there. Needs a little more work on this spot, but you can see it working already. Yeah, it's still going to take some elbow grease, but man, does that ever make a difference on this glass. Well, the next thing I tried out is this BSI IC Gel Coral Frag Glue. It comes out of this box. We have two different kinds of applicator tips. Those seem to work all right. And I attempted to use it to glue down this Rhodactis mushroom here. And so far, it's holding. So I only glued it down last night, but we'll have to see what happens the next time the urchin runs over it. So when I built this planted tank up here, I made a slight miscalculation in taking this light out again, because the light is hardwired onto this switch here. Of course, the whole thing isn't plugged in right now, but I can't just unplug this light and take it out. At this point, I've taken it off the mounts without even really trying. So now I'm just gonna have to cut the wire to get that light fixture off. So we managed to get the OG light fixture out, not in a moment too soon. If you notice how rusty that is, not only that, but how much is built up on these lights here that's flaking off all over the floor. But now we gotta go and get the filter moved. So I cleaned up what I could in here. This tank has long been needing the cleanup, and the new light makes it look absolutely beautiful. I had to make some adjustments to the programming of it because I realized it was starting to come on as I was going to sleep, because I work night shifts. So as soon as I would start to, get down laying in the bed and stuff like that, all of a sudden the lights would come on. So I had to cut that off and basically trick it into thinking it was like 6 hours later than it actually is. And that so far did it. I could not move the filter to the back. There's simply not enough room, unless I somehow get that back panel off of there. But at that point, I've taken this entire structure down, and I'm not sure I'm prepared to do that just yet. I set the light kind of up over here so it's a little more centered, but obviously it's kind of at an angle. I'm not sure how long that's gonna last like that. I might move it back to the front. I might get a different filter. Just gotta look into options for that. But one more time, obviously I need to get some kind of fish in here. So I'm thinking maybe some kind of schooling fish, tetras, I had rasboras in it when I first put it up, so let me know what you think. What kind of fish do you think I should put in here? And then we'll go with, you know, what I managed to be, what I can get as to what's available to me, and we'll pick something out. So, yes, you know, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think should be in a planted tank that won't chew stuff up too much. So that obviously rules out cichlids. And I've never really been a fan of cichlids anyway. So anyway, let me know what you think. The one pet store has hill stream loaches. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to grab those, but they're not ready to sell yet. They're still in quarantine at the store. So let me know what you think. So since I filmed all this, a couple of things have changed. First off, the anemone, I believe it's the clone that was starting to get big. That split. So now I have 4 rainbow bubble tip anemones. And then this thing popped out of the rocks one day, and I couldn't figure out what it is, but I think I finally figured out what it is that's in there, and it is the original rock flower anemone I put in there. It's obviously much smaller now, and it's lost most of its color, but it's been in the rock work for 3, 4, maybe even 5, 6 months. So yeah, it wasn't looking so good, but from here on out, I'm going to show you the pictures that I took with the Orpec lenses. So I tested them all out. I took pictures under the same light of, you know, the different corals and stuff like that. So let's take a look at those pictures, and I'll see you next time.